Hi guys, welcome to our video podcast, Spiced Dialogues. I am Franklin.
And I am Beben. Every time we come to you, we bring some socially relevant and exciting topics. And today, I have an exciting topic to talk about. Well, in our city, in a gap of 2 months, there were 2 murders takes place.
Okay.
In one case, the woman killed a man, and the other case, a man killed a woman.
Okay.
And in both cases, the social setting was that these couple were in a live-in relationship. I felt like it's a good topic to talk about live-in relationships. I think it's a growing trend these days that many people choose to live in before marriage or continue in a live-in relationship without getting married.
I feel it is comfortable in many ways, is what I feel. When we were discussing, you told about people living in bigger cities. It is pretty comfortable for young couple to split their income. That can be rent. It can be their groceries. They can split and live together. And this, I feel like the same thing also happens in marriage. That's how the whole trend is now. So what harm? You said that there's a murder. Murder is a big thing.
Yeah.
But I want to know.
Yeah. Basically, as you said, in cities, I have read a paper written by one of the department head in one of the universities in Odisha.
Okay.
Who wrote about live-in relationship and its growing trend in India. And she says most of the couple move in for convenience reasons. In the cities, in the urban areas, it's more accepted today, but in the rural areas, it's still considered as a taboo. It's still, and he said, he used this particular word. He said it's a sin.
Okay, I want to it's not like trying to challenge you on this, but just my understanding. But in a live-in relationship, I think it is two individuals sit and talk, and they say, okay, let us live together. I feel it is more of two people making arrangements to be happy without stress or without any pressure, is what I think.
Okay. Well, I saw another person's video on this. He says in the US alone, several studies have been made and several interviews have been conducted among those who have gone for live-in relationship. And then he says the result is that comparatively, compared to those who have married and living as a family, the split rate. So he says that rate is comparatively huge than the married people getting a divorce. So it's about 60 to 80% among the live-in relation couple rather than married couple.
I feel like married people hold on to their hurt, pain, just because they don't want to show that.
Well, I don't know how far we can generalize that, because not in all families this happens.
Yes,
of course, there is a break. Of course, when you get married and live as a family, there are misunderstandings. Of course, there are talks. But I don't know, you can apply that to every family, that the partners are living in a sense of insecurity and carrying maybe hurt and feelings, and in order to just protect the family or the life of their children, they are suffering and enduring all these. I don't know how far that could be true. Once you start to live together in under a roof, and then you have intimate relationship, the issue of intimacy always come in. Once you share a bed together, without knowing or unknowingly or knowingly, intimacy starts to happen. So you are getting into an intimate relationship. You are exchanging your life with the other person. So in the live-in relationship where there is no agreement, it's understood that anytime the partner can leave.
The same thing.
Yeah. See, the first two murders that I talked about,
yes.
in those with those four couples, this probably would have happened. A misunderstanding and maybe some ego related issues, and since they were not married and they were not family, it's like, when you're in a living relationship, you remain as two individuals.
Yes.
You are never becoming a family, or you are never becoming one. So when you come to a point of severe misunderstanding, gross misunderstanding, and then you come to a point where I cannot tolerate the other person, you have the freedom to quit without even informing your partner. One fine morning, you pack up your suitcase and you leave. What kind of a hurt, emotional hurt, it would cause to the person who've been sharing everything that the other person had with you, and what kind of hurt would it cause?
The same thing can happen with the marriage also, and it is happening. We cannot say. I don't think we can say no. In our government setup, it is a bigger hurt, and financially and physically, it is a bigger hit for the man, right? What do you say about that? The same thing can happen.
Yeah, it happens. Marriages are also breaking, which is true. I agree with that.
And to add with that, it is also same here, because in our Indian culture, we get married to strangers. Because when you have arranged marriage, it's typically you're getting married to two different strangers, and then it is more of you get married and then
you get to know
each other, and it is a 6 months to a 1 year process of getting knowing.
Yeah.
But in a live-in relationship, you are friends. You move together, or you have attraction to each other. Then you say, come on, let's live together. And what if somebody who can live together and later get married? What do you say about that?
In a live-in relationship, it's pure your responsibility, that you make the decision that I'm going to live with someone without making any commitments at all, but to live like a husband and wife. And then when the relationship gets wrecked, then you are on your own.
See, this is something that I would completely agree with you. When I was thinking about this, the one thing that I felt can be a bigger drawback is how many partners can I change? That was something that I was thinking about. Okay, I'm going to try and live with this person, maybe for 6 months to a year. If it doesn't work, okay, I am going to look at another partner. So if we keep thinking about, okay, this is not going to work, or this guy is snoring, just a hypothetical thing. I don't want to be...
There is a movie released in Amazon Prime, the Good Night.
Good Night.
Good Night. So that you can find the issue of snoring in the marriage.
And as you brought the movie side of it, I was watching romantic rom-com. And it is more like a live-in relationship where they are trying no strings attached.
No strings attached. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I haven't watched that, but I heard the title.
Yes. So it is like we say no strings attached. But I think in that movie itself, they show that where the person, the couple go through a lot of trauma and depression and all those things. Even though we say
no strings attached.
No strings attached.
I just wanted to rename it every strings attached.
Yes.
All strings attached.
And I feel, this is my personal opinion, is like when you connect to a person in any level, it can be a friendship or just a tenant or just a person that you go to gym every day. You build a bond with them.
Yes. And how much more would then it be to live under a roof, share your bed, for even it's for just a week, definitely emotional bonding would be more in a relationship. I believe, as far as I'm concerned, in a living relationship, what is the purpose of living together unless other than the convenience that we have talked about at the beginning?
We are not having a debate is like what is right or what wrong. We are just trying to understand what works better.
Yeah. One more thing I would like to say is about the world that we live in. This world is definitely a broken place.
Okay.
Yeah. Our world is not perfect. So it's an imperfect world, distorted world. And that is what we see in all the violence that's happening all around us. So it affects all of us in various ways. But then the purpose of our life is to let go certain things, forgive each other, love each other, accept each other with all the weaknesses and the negative things that you find in your partner, and then bring a balance. Such things happen only within a family setup where there is a commitment that you have with your partner, that that we have been married and we have to live together and we have to raise a family, and then there is a purpose, I believe.
So my understanding, what I so far whatever we spoke, we didn't get elaborately to a lot of things, but we are trying to connect with the emotional hurt, the moral, what is the moral stand. So I feel like one thing that I want to that I would understand with the live-in relationship, the negative side is how many partners can I
that's
change?
an important question.
How many
ask. Yes.
how many trials that I can do?
Yeah.
Oh, this person works this, and I feel like after a point I might give up and say, let me be happy and alone. And the advantage or the positive, I wouldn't want to say positive. The other side of it is like I feel like I can be with an understanding. I can just say, okay, this works, this doesn't work, and we have our space. And financially, we are not going to be burdened in this thing, and I can just have with a nice each understanding with one another. I can have a smooth. Like that can also happen. But in the marriage side, as you said, there is family backup. There is where I have my family, my kids, those set up where as happily
that
married,
belongingness.
This is mine. Sort
The
of
ownership.
thing. It can be there. And the other side is like, again, in marriages can break.
Yeah, can break. It can.
It can break, and it can hurt you really bad.
Yes.
It can hurt you really bad. And this is what I think or what I am understanding. So in this place, I think it is, again, we are not here to
we are not here to judge.
We are not here to say.
I'm not here to say that you are wrong or you are committing a sin. But it is for you to decide how does that affect you in a moral way, what moral values you have. As you pointed out, how many times would you do that? Would you do that with how many partners until you one day realize that this man is for me or this woman is for me? So by then,
baggage.
and the emotional the baggages that you carry, those are definitely going to be hurtful, and definitely it won't help you much.
So here you go, guys. I really want to hear from you guys what we spoke and your point of view or your opinion, and please leave them in the comments and let us know what you think about this. So until we catch you guys back with another interesting topic. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We'll meet you again shortly.
See you.
See you.